has one of these Sprinter vans and they're using it for commercial use or recreational use, and they've added a bunch of weight to it. For instance, this one behind me, we've got a full interior with a bed in it. We've got inverters, solar panels, and on the outside we've got accessories. All of those accessories, people don't realize they all start to add to the overall weight of the vehicle. So when you've got the stock brakes on any vehicle that you've added a bunch of weight to, you're gonna start to find fade. You're gonna start to find that the repeatability, especially down a hill, is not great. And it's because of the saturation. We get the brakes so hot because we've added so much weight. The factory brake was not designed to have all of that weight behind it. So Wilwood has got some solutions, and that's our AERO-DM and DM4 kits. So our front AERO-DM brake kit is gonna consist of one piece 13 3/8 diameter rotors that are GT slotted only in a black E-coat finish, our AERO-DM calipers, which bolt directly to your spindle upright, Wilwood brake pads, which are going to be a really good performance brake pad with the least amount of dust and noise, and then your ancillary items, your stainless steel brake lines, and also hardware to mount your calipers. The rear AERO-DM brake kit consists of 13 1/4 inch GTB slotted only rotors, AERO-4 piston direct mount calipers, Wilwood brake pads, our caliper to spindle or trailing arm hardware, and steel braided line kit. This rear rotor also helps you keep your factory internal brake parking brake. We've got the stock brakes off of the Sprinter van, and what we wanted to do is give you some ideas about what the difference is between the floating calipers and the fixed mount AERO-DM calipers, and then also show you some differences and where we've gained some weight and where we've shed weight. Those are really important things, especially where we come from in racing. We want to gain weight in some places, but take it away in other places. The places that we usually want to gain it is going to be in the rotor and the amount of surface area that we have in the rotor. Another place is going to be in the caliper and also what the caliper is made of. So let's talk about the front and rear calipers. We've got a floating 2-piston caliper up front and a floating single piston caliper out back. Now, those calipers are pretty much the standard on what you're going to find on vehicles nowadays. There's some inherent things about them that aren't as good as a fixed mount caliper. And one of them is when we've got a floating caliper, what's happening is the caliper is pushing the pistons on the inside of the rotor, and then it's pulling the outside because it's on slide pins. So you see how my body's moving? Well, that's how the factory brakes on the Sprinter van were. It's good, but I would wear myself out if I did that all day long because I'm using a lot of energy to do that. I'm pushing and pulling, right? And what that also translates to is your brake pedal feel. Your brake pedal feel, when you have to push the volume of the pistons and then pull it back, that means that that inside piston, in this case 2 of them, has to travel twice as far. So that means that when you depress your foot on the brake pedal, it's got to move all that fluid twice as far to the calipers. That means that you have a little bit longer brake pedal. Now, when you go to a caliper that's fixed mount, in this case, in the front we'll talk first, it's a 6-piston. The more pistons doesn't make it better. What it does is it makes it more efficient. And now we've got a lot of surface area in an aluminum caliper, whereas the factory caliper was cast steel. Now we've got a forged aluminum caliper. Between the 2 calipers, steel retains heat. It'll take a little bit longer, but once it gets saturated with heat, it has a hard time dissipating it. Whereas a net forged aluminum caliper, it takes that temperature and then helps you dissipate it. The other big benefit is it's a lot lighter. So you're going to see that we shed weight in some places, but we're gaining it in other places. The next thing that we want to do is look at the brake pad size. The brake pads in the front calipers are about the same size and volume. Volume is what we're concerned about because that tells us how long the pads will last. So in the front, they're about a wash. But in the rear, our brake pad is 30 to 40% larger or more volume, which means that it's going to last longer. But then the caliper is also a little bit bigger in the rear. It's a 4-piston caliper. We're also looking at a lot of these vehicles, once you've added all of your weight to them, either for the commercial or the recreational use, there's a lot of weight that's going to be on the back axle. We want to have more rear brake in this case. We want to be more efficient in the rear. Whereas the front's going to be just about a wash. The rear, we've added some weight, and we're going to show you exactly where that weight's been added. Okay, let's talk about rotors. Rotors is where we actually gained a little bit of weight, but you're going to see why we gained weight. Our rotor is going to be more robust. It's going to have better cooling because of the vane technology and a little bit thicker sidewalls on each face of the rotor. As far as the thickness on the hat compared to stock, it's about the same. So we know that we haven't gained or lost weight there. When you start looking at these two, you're going to see a big difference between the stock rotor and the Wilwood AERO-DM brake kit rotor. We're 1.25 inches larger in diameter and about 100 thousandths thicker in width. And if you look, you'll see that the inboard and the outboard vanes are not the same thickness. Now, what does that all mean? What that means is now we've added torque because we're going to a larger wheel and tire application. The typical application you're going to find is up to 20s, but in most cases 17-inch wheel with up to a 33-inch tire. That adds a lot of weight to the vehicle, and what we need to do is have more torque and be more efficient, which you can see in these two rotors, than the factory rotor compared to the Wilwood rotor. The difference in these rotors is the factory rotor came in at 18 pounds, where the Wilwood rotor is 25 pounds. Now that's a significant gain, but think of a rotor as your radiator. Now we've got more cooling efficiency and capabilities and mass in order to keep the brakes cool. So the calipers is where we find a big difference. Remember, we've got the factory floating caliper, and they work great, but it's cast steel. And this cast steel caliper with the bracket and the caliper itself, it comes in at 20.5 pounds. Then let's look at the Wilwood net forged AERO-DM caliper with brake pads. It comes in at 11 pounds. That's a significant difference in weight. Why is that such a big deal? It's because, remember, the aluminum caliper is going to help us dissipate heat a lot more effectively and easily than the cast steel part. One corner of the car, or in this case the van, one corner of the Sprinter van, we have actually saved 2.5 pounds overall, but we've gained weight where we needed it in the rotor assembly and saved it in the fixed mount 6-piston caliper. That is going to be a significant help in stopping this vehicle after you've got it fully loaded and even in some cases towing. Okay, let's talk about the rear brakes on this Sprinter van. Go back to what I was talking about earlier. The factory Sprinter van, without all of the upgrades for either commercial or recreational use, you're talking about 3,000 pounds lighter than when you add all of the extra weight, not to mention all of the water you might carry, including the larger fuel cell. So we've added a lot of weight. What ends up happening is now we've got a lot of weight that's going to be out in the back over the rear axle. And because we've got more weight over the back axle, the vehicle is going to tend to use more brake in the rear. Because now you've got more on that axle, you're going to get on the brakes and you'll be able to push even harder because the wheels won't lock up or lose grip. So now we need to have a little bit more brake in the back. Let's start with looking at the rotors. This is a big difference in rotors, and it's where we've gained most of our weight in the rear brake kit. The rear rotor from Wilwood is 13.25 inches in diameter. And you can see that we've got this robust wall thickness on the rotor, and it's ventilated. Now let's look at the 12-inch rotor with a solid 1/2 inch thickness that came factory. Some people might say, what's the big difference? What the big difference is surface area. And I don't mean for the brake pad to stop on. What we're talking about is now we've got all the surface area in between these vanes that's helping us cool the brake system off. And air is going to get into the rotor and push out of the rotor, which is going to help us keep the rotors a lot cooler. Now, what's the trade-off? Of course, this rotor from Wilwood is going to be heavier. So we're looking at a difference in weight. The factory rotor weighs in at 17 pounds, whereas the Wilwood rotor is at 25 pounds. So we've gained weight where we need it, which is in the rotor. So now let's talk about calipers in the rear. It's almost a wash on this rear brake kit for the Sprinter van. The Wilwood caliper, direct mount 4-piston with brake pads, comes in at 11 pounds. Then let's look at the floating single piston caliper that was stock. It comes in at 12.5 pounds, but remember, it has a cast steel bracket and caliper. So the steel is going to retain a lot more temperature longer and stay saturated longer. Whereas the Wilwood caliper, you can see it has much more surface area and a larger brake pad than stock, so it's going to be able to cool and be more efficient than the factory brake. Now, what's the trade-off? We're 6.5 pounds heavier on this rear brake kit over stock, but again, we've added a lot more cooling efficiency, and we've gone to a fixed mount caliper, which is going to give us that better brake pedal feel.